Hello, welcome to Menacing MTG. Tonight we have a Dimir Flash Deck, and Slitherwisp is the heart of this deck, and it's a 3-drop, 3/2 that has Flash. And whenever you cast another spell that has Flash, you draw a card, and each opponent loses a life. So huge card draw mechanism. But in addition to that, to be tapping an opponent for a life. And so this thing, once you get one or two of these on the board, and you can get it rolling, and really just take somebody out by doing damage to them by uh, losing a life, and then they become overwhelmed with the volume of cards, and hopefully you get Gadwick on the board, and you are tapping things whenever you bring anything on that's blue, which most of the creatures are blue or blue-black. Um, so, without further ado, let's look at the components of the deck. I will just tell you that there's a pretty decent amount of removal and return to hand in this deck, which is instrumental. Um, I think every single thing, with the exception of Gadwick in this deck, is instant speed or flash. So let's take a look. 4 Spectral Sailors, great 1-drop flyer, and has the ability to draw cards for the price of 4. 1 Disfigure, target creature gets -2/-2. 2 Omen of the Dead, so you can bring back something like if you lose a couple of Slitherwisps to a sweep or something, you can bring them back. And it also has Flash, a 1-drop for Flash. So even if you don't need it, you might find a spot where you actually play this to draw a card and do 1 or 2 damage to an opponent. 4 Thieves Guild Enforcer. This is great because it boosts up Drown in the Lock's ability to do more significant damage. It gets things in the opponent's graveyard, and when there's enough things in the opponent's graveyard, these get +2/+1 in Death Touch. So a great 1-drop. Brineborn. You saw Brineborn in my blue bounce deck that is so effective. This is also a very potent card in this deck. Whenever you cast a spell during the opponent's turn, put a 1/1 counter on Brineborn. That's a permanent counter. 1 Black Lance Paragon. Have this in here just in case you get a big beastly creature out there, and he's coming in, and you can flash this guy out and give him Death Touch or lifelink. And you can also give that to another creature if for some reason you want to hold on to Black Lance. Like if the opponent had 3 life left, 1 creature, they come in with it, and you say, for example, have a Cunning Nightbonder. Maybe you want to hold on to Black Lance because he's got 3 power rather than the 2 power. So yeah, just one of those. 2 Grasp of Darkness, -4/-4 for a creature. 2 Heartless Axe. 2 Cunning Nightbonder, maybe a weak card in this deck, but it does lower the cost of creatures with Flash, which there's not a whole lot of lowering to do, but like the Brazen Borrower as a creature would come on for 2. Brineborn would come on for 1. Black Lance for 1. So there it is. That does benefit us a bit. Oh, and Whisper Agent, of course, as well. So then we have Drown in the Lock, and this gives you the choice of either countering or destroying a creature with mana cost less than or equal to the number of cards in their graveyard. So again, that's why Thieves is very important. And so there's only 2 of those, but there's 4 Brazen Borrowers, which has the very important instant ability to return non-land permanent, any permanent, to its owner's hand, and then flash in the flyer. 1 Farika's Libation, so you can choose to have the opponent sacrifice a creature or enchantment. 4 Slitherwisp. Already showed you this card. Kind of the heart of the deck. 2 Whisper Agents. It does cost 3 drop. It's a 3/2. It's not, same price as Slitherwisp, maybe slightly easier to get on the board due to the flexible mana, but it does surveil, so it can kind of give you a little boost in getting what you want in your hand for the next turn. And Gadwick. This is an important card. So this card, you can bring cards on, draw cards with X. But even further than that, it's a 3/3 body that whenever you play a blue spell, you tap an opponent's creature, which with this deck can mean that a lot of small creatures can just come flying on in. So there's the deck, and we'll take a quick look at the mana. And 6 island, 7 swamp, 1 clear water pathway. If you have more, play them. Did I mention this is a standard deck? So pretty effective, especially giving standard format. 1 drowned catacomb. I only have 1 in the clear water. I would have played probably 3 or 4 of them if I had them. 1 temple of deceit, 4 watery grave, 2 fabled passage. Okay, let's play some games. Starting the game off in the right way, paying 2 life for a land. Is it worth it for Spectral Sailor? Well, I don't know, but maybe they'll... well, it is worth it. I think it's worth it because to be piling stuff on the board is super important here. I'm actually going to go with the Fabled Passage here. I'm going to go blue because we have the Borrower and Gadwick. So that's going to give us quite a bit of blue. Going for a quick shot, which we wouldn't have gotten otherwise. And okay, another tapped land, which gives us a little boost here, a little more time. We need 1 more mana to really make this all click. I think I'm tempted to go Nightbonder, but I'm going to sit on that. I don't have to bring anything in now. It's really takes some getting used to not just throwing things out there because they're available. But this deck has Flash, so got to get used to playing it optimally, and that just keeps the opponent, leery of what they're going to play. Because whenever there's blue, you got 3 blue mana out there, they're going to worry. And Nightbonder's coming up, and they could bounce mine. For this matter, they have, and they don't. That's good news. Okay, revitalize. So we're free and clear to go at them here. I'm not going to bring Gadwick out without drawing a card. So I think at this point we just go ahead and come on in. So now we're even at life, and they have 1 more card than I do currently. 2, 1. And here comes Wrath of God, and I don't believe I can bounce that. No, certainly can't. That's such a bummer. But there you go. And so now we'll just throw out the Nightbonder, and we'll be able to attack with him. Alright, and we'll see what they got. Yeah, at least we did not lose a Slitherwisp, and they're really going for it here. So 2. Okay. And now we'll bring the Slitherwisp. Alright, and there is the land. And we don't have enough blue for Gadwick, sadly. Okay. We're going to come on in with Slitherwisp. We're at 13. I am worried about his ability to stay on the board. They've played 2 Wrath of God. 3 cards in the graveyard. So I'm not going to be able to bounce another one of those. Double Vision. That is a scary card, folks. But I can send it back to hand, which is absolutely awesome. Okay. My turn. Okay, Temple of Deceit. We'll get a Scry. That'll allow us to play Gadwick next turn, and we'll keep the Sailor because he's a low-cost creature. We'll be able to tap things, although this appears to be a spell-heavy deck. We're going to go ahead and bring out the Borrower, dealing them a damage, drawing a card, and then we'll come in. Okay, so we are unable to play anything. Ooh, Wrath of God, my goodness. Okay, so here is good news. So we're going to bring Gadwick out and draw one card. And that is their third Wrath of God in this game, folks. Can they possibly have another? We can actually use Drown in the Loch as bounce here. How many do we have? 4, so we're not going to make it. But we do have another Brazen Borrower. Joy. They are not going to like this one bit. And that could spell the end for them, or certainly the beginning of yet another blue mana. How fabulous is that? So, alright, I'm a little bit unsure of what to do here. I think we're just going to pass it up. Attack, bring us to 6, and make sure we still have plenty in our hand to play. If they do not kill Gadwick, then if they bring something on, for example. So they have played 3 Wrath of God. Okay, draw a card. Okay. They're in trouble. They're in big, big trouble here because I am going to get to play some things, do some damage, then come in and attack. This might be the game. It certainly does look like the game. And we're going to bring out the Wisp. It's very, very bad for them. We're going to be able to bring... Oh, yeah, that's game. Okay, so there it is. There's the deck in full effect. Okay, tough looking game here. I did just use Grasp of Darkness on turn 2. I had to pay both times for these lands to come on, bringing us down to 16. But yeah, again, Grasp of Darkness took off Veto, which is a big hit. Now I have 3 mana in hand, and just trying to figure out what makes most sense here. I think I'm going to come on in with the Sailor, and I have the Flash action here. If he brings out something that's going to... Oh, it looks like he's got the Ravenous on board, so yeah, I don't want to bring anything out quite yet. It's a bit scary. You can't bring him out yet, but pass. Alright, we'll just get rid of that. Oh my goodness, that's awful. We do have another Brazen in hand. That is just vicious. Okay, great. I did get land, so I can do Cutthroat. So we'll be able to bounce Doom Whisperer and throw Brineborn on there, so... They will not be happy about this, and they'll be able to turn right around and put it on again. They'll pay to Surveil and pay to life, which I'm all for. Ditch both cards. They're going to go again. Okay. It's going to be a priority to get Slitherwisp on. I'm really hoping I get a mana here. Brineborn comes on. I did not bring Doom Whisperer back on, which I'm kind of shocked. Oh, geez, ouch, that hurts. Okay. Alright, we didn't get mana, which does stink indeed, but we can still do something fairly effective here. Although we're in trouble. There is no doubt about it. Okay. Okay, on comes Slitherwisp. On comes Spectral Sailor, dealing them a damage, drawing a card. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and take the elf off. And we'll let them come in otherwise. And they can bring on the big... They bring on Cavalier of Night. Okay, that is tough. Ouch. Okay, that is exactly what we did not want to have happen. We do have a little trick up our sleeve, though, here. Although our future is looking plagued a bit. We're going to leave one sailor back for emergency blocking. And I'm foreseeing a Cutthroat and then a Paragon to take out Cavalier of Night. And oh, he is not going with the flyer. Very, very interesting. Cutthroat will come out. They have 2 mana remaining in hand. If they come in with Cavalier Light Knight, I am ready for them. Okay, down they go. He gets to return a creature card. That will be Veto, but he... Oh, okay, no. That is the Jade Light on the board. So we're in a bit of a bind here. And I've got the merfolks everywhere here. And Veto. Okay, so we have got a major problem, and we are not going to be able to do a whole lot about it. We're going to come in with the 2. Well, we're going to come in with 1 flyer. We're in deep trouble here. Now what they're going to be able to do is bring on the flyer and then do a whole lot of surveilling, which is going to build up these guys. Well, maybe not. Okay, we're just going to stop right there. What we're going to do is use Omen of the Dead. Bring out the Sailor, which pumps up the Brineborn. Bring out the Omen of the Dead, which pumps up the Brineborn. Bring out the Paragon. Play him, which pumps up the Brineborn to dangerous territory, folks. And now we're going to kill them with this. And this. And that's it. Okay. 2 down. Just the Veto to block. He kills me, though. Bummer. I forgot about the lifelink. Okay, well, close but no cigar. They got the Slitherwisp off the board very quickly, and that was the only one we saw. So excellent game, though. I think you got to see a lot of the components of what happens here. We really did not get a big rolling thing going on, though, with Gadwick and whatnot. So, but I think you get the flavor for the deck. I really like it. It's a fun deck to play. Thanks for watching. Have a great holiday.